G'day fellas, and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the west side of the map, playing as the French. It's Mr. W. And on the east side of the map, also playing as the French in the teal, as usual, as standard. It's Crackety here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to French Pass. And as is the requirement on French Pass, everyone must play French. Those are the rules. I didn't make them. I just enforce them. So here we are, casting a French mirror on a French pass. You couldn't get more French if you invited Marine Lord to a French fries fiesta. But I don't know where that came from, but there you guys go. There, you could not get more French than that. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about this map, because if there's anything that's going to be happening this map, this game, this matchup, it is going to be French. Oh my lord! Look! Oh my god! Look at the size of that thing. Jeez Louise! Talk about a defensive tree line right there. Whew. Look at that thing. Good luck ever getting through that. Imagine that. Just a palisade wall here. Another palisade wall across the middle, and another one right here. Done. Done. Absolutely done. Wow. What a defensive tree line that is. That is crazy good. That is absolutely wild. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about this map. Why does this map scream trade to me? This map screams trade because you've got one trade post in this corner, and another trade post in this corner, and another trade post in this corner, and another trade post in this corner. You've got 4 trade posts, baby, on this map. So you've got no excuses not to be trading. Everyone should be trading, and obviously with the trade buffs that have just come through, you can expect that people are going to be looking to test it. None other than Crackety here, our chief tester in I don't know what his title is. He doesn't have an official title. I'm going to say like Crackety here, the chief meta officer. Actually, no, you probably actually hey, that's a high paying role right there. No, he is our I don't know what he is, but he likes to play Age of Empires 4, and that's why we're casting him. And we've got an interesting opening. So both of these guys mirroring their opening. Look at this, going all the way up to 9 villages on food. Hold on a minute. Are they stealing the Drongo build? This was the Drongo build. 9 villages on food. That was the trick. And now they're both going to go to the edge of the map to drop down the landmarks. No way. They both stole the Drongo build. Look at this. Oh, God. The Chamber of Commerce is coming out for one. Get out of here. This is my build order. I invent... you know what? You guys can have it. I'll let you have it. That's... I can't believe that. They're both going for the Drongo build. Look at that. Nice and simple. Now, look, I'm calling it the Drongo build. It's not really the Drongo build. I just posted a short video, but we do see Crackety going for the Chamber of Commerce right in the corner of the map, and I do like this. This is going to give him pretty good distance right here as a home market. Now, I'm curious as to whether he's going to be looking to drop a market down in this corner. I would advise that you probably do that. So in this little period here, both players are going to be needing to either begin wheelbarrow as an option. Now, I did actually see a comment on YouTube, and it was pretty advisable, or pretty good. I agreed with it. And it was actually what you should do is just delay wheelbarrow and just go for survival techniques instead, and basically just try and time forestry and survival techniques to get your first 2 traders out, because wheelbarrow is too expensive. And I thought that was actually pretty good advice, because you've got quite a lot that you want to do at these early stages in the game. Obviously, you want to try and get down a market down into this corner as quickly as possible. And with these 4 villages here, the traders, if I remember correctly, do spawn at the landmark. So here we can see it trains 1 free trader for each economic technology researched. That is the new change to the Chamber of Commerce. And that's why we're seeing double Chamber of Commerce coming out today in this. And now we can see the forestry coming through for Crackety here. So this one's going to be timed well. I suspect survival. No, he's going to go straight into wheelbarrow. Okay, so not going to be looking for that super early survival techniques down on this backside. But still, interesting openings coming out from both. And now we do see, so the Chamber of Commerce, and it looks like he's just going to be trading to this northern corner. I don't actually think he's got it selected on the market. Or on the trading post. But now let's see the techs. All 3 techs coming through. Take a look at this. We've got forestry, we've got wheelbarrow, and we've got specialized pick all coming through right now. Over on the other side, look at this. Crackety trying to time this. Does he get it? 2 seconds. He's not going to get it, Crackety. Not like this. Actually, does it train? It doesn't train. Oh, Crackety. Huge mistake right there. Just a couple of seconds early, and he absolutely whiffs it at the goalpost. Terrible play right there from Crackety. Just a little bit early on that one. Don't worry, he'll work it out though. Teething issues. Now, the next thing that we're going to be looking for. Now, he's put the Chamber of Commerce up here. but it doesn't look like he's got any market down in this corner, which means his traders aren't going to be doing the trade trip. Instead, he's just going to be walking his traders across the entirety of this map. No little tradey, tradey strategies that we often see people do, the quote-unquote trade trick. But instead, everyone's just going to be researching all their techs. Look at this double broadaxe coming through. We don't see any survival techniques just yet. But double broadaxe coming through for both. Wheelbarrows come through for both. Horticulture coming through for Mr. W. And the stable coming up for Crackety. And we can see that Crackety is rallied towards this north side of the map, heading directly over towards this enemy trading post. He obviously knows exactly what's up as the first of the traders make their way out onto the map. And of course, Crackety, he's going to be... he's got a nice little defensive position here as well. Playing it pretty safe on that backside, but the first of the knights is going to be coming out shortly. Horticulture coming through and looking to pick up all of those traders. So now we see that, is that the second trader coming out? I think that's second trader coming out. I'd honestly be tempted just to go for survival techniques just for the cheaper trader. And we do actually see him do that. In fact, he cancels horticulture, puts survival techniques first. Very smart because it's going to be a much quicker research time as well. It's about 20 seconds faster, I think. But the first of the knights is on the way out. And this is a smart move by Crackety. I do like this play from him. The village is now going to be moving over. Look at the timing on this as well. Survival techniques coming in at the perfect time. Knight going to be catching a wolf in the middle of the map, clearing it out. And down into the corner. It's going to be about, what, 174 gold I'm going with? Let's see. 173. Not too bad, Drongo. You're getting good at this calculation thing. Over on the other side of the map. Now, this is going to be... Oh, this is going to be... This is going to be like... I'm going to go... Oh, I'll tell you what. Maybe like 86 gold. Let's see what we've got. 86 gold. What are these? Are these? Oh, he's rallied just to this point. He's not rallied to the actual market itself. Oh, yeah, he doesn't have the, hasn't set the home market yet. So you can see he's just kind of chilling here. Mr. W, that is a big L right there, my friend. We do see archers and spears making their way out for Mr. W. I was going to call him Mr. L again, but that would be an unintentional meme at that point. Blacksmith coming down as well for Mr. W. And still we see the traders just beginning to... Oh, they've actually got different trader and trader. So they've got different control groups depending on whether they're free or not. And we do see it's going to be 92 gold. So I think I call 86 gold or something like that. But the first of the knights does make its way through. It's going to be 1 attack, 2 attacks, 3 attacks. Actually, no, he's just attacking then the next one. But there is going to be a lot of pressure put on up here. Mr. W yet to react. In fact, going to be looking to try and shut down his enemy's trade instead. We do see the first of the traders goes down. Second one under pressure here as well. So unfortunate for Mr. W early on in this game. He's going to be losing out quite a bit there. But the scout continues doing its work. And now Crackety's making his way back with his first trader. And he's got quite a few. How many traders are we talking? We're talking 6 traders. So not a bad amount of traders here by any means. He's picked up a lot of free traders here as well. Can we do like a button right there? There we go. So you can see the 6 traders. So I think he's made 1 trader. Let's double check that. No, surely that's not right. One of those traders is counting. I don't know exactly how it works, but over on the other side of the map, the scout does go down. Crackety not really paying attention there. Going to be resorting to a large amount of archers at home. We do see double archery range coming up for him, but he is causing havoc over on the other side. So already a lot of units going down, and Mr. W is putting on the pressure early on. Spearman also getting in on the action as well. Traders trying to make it out. Fortunately, it looks like this one will get through with 173 gold. So Crackety going to be super happy with that outcome. And now, Crackety in a bit of a tough spot. Needs to get these archers out, but just not a whole lot of villagers here on wood. And at the same time, Mr. W thinking about going for a castle age. Still stacking up quite a bit of wood himself. And there is absolute just chaos on this map right now. Everyone's trading. Everyone's trying to stop each other's trade. And this is a great cause for action, isn't it? Like when you think about it from not the sheep. Why are you taking out Sean? He was so young. He was so handsome. He was just a sheep. And you go and take him out like that. But what I wanted to say is that it really promotes a lot of aggression out on this map. As soon as you start trading, your enemy's like, hey, I got to stop that. And if your enemy's trading, then you're like, I got to stop that. And so everyone's like trying to stop each other's trade. So it's really promoting a lot of action. So I think from a spectator perspective or from a spectator standpoint, trade's not a bad thing. Trade is a good thing because it's immediately like, hey, you got to come fix this right now. Whereas like 2 town centers, it's like, bro, it's okay. I'm going to raid you in like 7 minutes and it's going to be fine. I'm going to hit you with a big timing attack. We're good. And then we just chill out for like 7 minutes. But obviously, trade is a lot different. It's a different behemoth because 7 minutes goes past and you leave trade uncontested and all of a sudden you've got a problem. But speaking of problems, on the other side of the map, Mr. W, looking like he might be thinking about a little bit of a castle age. And look at the scores so close to each other. 6 traders. He's still making more. Now, from Mr. W, we do see that he has 6 traders. I'm wondering where all these other traders are going, though. That's the thing, right? Because, oh, Crackety missed out on his forestry trader. That's why. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense as to why Crackety's falling so far short. A distinct lack of walls from Mr. W, despite having such a wallable position on this north side. Could very easily just wall across here. But Royal Institute going to be coming down now for him. Interesting decision. I think this Royal Institute is very early, but at the same time, this is probably the right decision. Just simply because if you don't go Royal Institute and your enemy does, you're in a dilly of a pickle. You're in a tough spot. Now, one of the things that I loved about the French was in a build order like this is going straight for that really fast keep. And look at what Mr. W is doing. 9 villagers on stone. He's exactly going to be doing that. So hopefully what we do see, and you can see double Royal Institute coming out. And this is just it, right? Like if you go Royal Institute and your enemy doesn't, you've basically got royal bloodlines for a long time and they don't. And it's not going to be pretty for them. Let's just put it that way. But essentially what should happen from here, from a theoretical standpoint for Mr. W, is drops a keep down, puts stables around it, and just goes into mass knights. That's pretty much it. And he's going to make those at discounted cost. Now, obviously, he can throw down archery ranges as well, get out some arbalètriers, and then all of a sudden, you've got to start thinking about mangonels from the enemy's perspective. So, let's see exactly what he gets up to. But my main concern at the moment for Mr. W is that, unfortunately, his trade is a little bit... It's falling a little bit short. Ideally, you want to have a market in the corner of the map. And that market in the corner is going to mean that your trade is netting such a great return compared to this. At the moment, this trade is bringing back the equivalent of about 1 villager. If you had 1 villager on gold for the entire time that this trader was out, that would be what you would be bringing back. With Crackety, though, Crackety is bringing back about 1.5 villagers worth of resources. So that's a very large difference. And even though the length of the map that you must traverse is quite a lot longer, the difference is obviously the reward that you get at the end of it. The keep now coming down for Mr. W and putting it in his trade line. So a good little spot here. Does leave space for the stables on the backside as well. So very, very nicely played from him. And Crackety going to be doing the same thing. Look at this. Look at this. I'm loving this so far. This is just like, it is just perfect stuff. So I suspect probably what's going to happen in your French games, you're going to see a lot of players go for stone walls on the edges of the map and then kind of look to push the middle with a combination of like arbalètriers and trebs. I suspect that's going to be the case because the main thing is that you just want to avoid being run around by the knights. If you get run around by the knights, then you're going to be in trouble. So that's why stone walls is very attractive. Stone walls are very attractive, I should correct myself. But then at the same time, maybe people look to go for something like a ram. Maybe you go for like put one ram up here, 1 ram down here, and then say, okay, what are you going to do with your arbalètrier and trebs now? And all of a sudden, it's a little bit harder, isn't it? So royal bloodlines coming through for Mr. W, and take a look at Crackety. He's actually going for gambesons. An additional 5 melee armor here. And he's making predominantly arbalètrier. We see he's up to 6 arbalètrier now against his opponent who's making knights. I mean, he's got the royal bloodlines. He's getting the veterancy upgrade here. So we've got a potential counter position here coming through for Crackety. He's doing very well with that. Now we see the arbalètrier dropping down their Pavis shield, an extra 5 armor. Now, when the Gambesons comes through, and I think it has come through, these guys are going to be incredibly tanky. Going to be able to tank up all of the damage. Look at these guys. Tanking up all of the damage from the ranged units. And on top of that, the melee units are going to do barely anything to them. They got 9 damage against the 6 armor. So you're talking about 3 damage that comes through on these arbalètriers. They are so damn tanky. It's crazy the amount of armor that these units get. But now Mr. W going to be pushing out towards the front. This is where I would have loved for his keep to have gone down, somewhere out here. It's a little bit more exposed, but at the same time, it does quite a bit more as well. Gets you a foothold in the center where this gold is. Obviously, gold not as important when you're playing the French and you've got huge trade behind this, but take a look at this. We've got enlistment incentives coming in, an additional 5% reduction on those unit costs on the backside. So it means that those enlistment incentives are going to go from 25% down to 30%. Which means that your knights are costing very, very affordable knights. 180 resources on the knights. So a lovely little cost there. But now all of a sudden we've got our veteran royal knights moving out. Now remember, royal bloodlines also affects horsemen. So he could look to mix in horsemen here. But Crackety going to be trying to take him out. And look at the damage. Look at that. Look at the health of the royal bloodline veteran royal knights. It's just something else, isn't it? It is really just something beautiful. And you've got 3 knights in here that are just looking to clean absolute house, and they're doing an incredible job with it as well. A lot of low health units in here, but I think Crackety should be okay for the large part. Villagers also going to be going down for Mr. W. He's got to be careful. He's actually down 19 villagers at the moment. Now, I know Crackety's done a fair bit of damage, but I tell you what, it's not that much. So I don't know what's been happening. Maybe Crackety's just been on the gas pedal. Yeah, he's been on the gas pedal. Look at that, 27 traders at the moment for him. So really nice job by him adding in that second market. That's what makes all the difference. And villagers in the middle of the map, no stone at all. So there's no prospect of a keep getting dropped down. No prospect of Lord Doubt shining upon his his godly smile. And everything just heads back to a bit of an equilibrium here. The main concern, as I mentioned before, is we've got a stark difference between these two when it comes to their economies. Now we see crossbow stirrups coming in, an Imperial Age upgrade coming through. Remember that the Royal Institute reduces the cost and ignores age requirements. So this bad boy normally costs 700 resources or 700 gold, but with the Royal Institute, it is 30% cheaper. So a very nice discount there. And that's going to make the crossbows fire faster. So now all of a sudden these Arbitria, instead of having the 2.12, are going to have a 1.81 attack speed. Very, very nice increase to the DPS there. And we do see walls coming up across Crackety's base. Or at least along the edges of Crackety's base. Knights trying to get in. I tell you what, these guys, these knights are having a bit of a party, a bit of a dream. They're aspirational knights. They hope one day to break through all of those Arbitria. But I tell you what, it's going to be tough. Crackety here, the kind of guy who likes to go big when it comes to Arbitria. And he's going to be adding in that keep back at home himself. Discounted costs coming in on here. His as well, 64 and 32, less than 100 resources. Take a look at that. It costs you less than 100 resources to make an Arbitria. Yeah, that's pretty damn nice. Pretty damn nice. Arbitria heading to the wrong side of the wall, but still holding their own, and now we see the horsemen mixing in. Veteran horsemen also coming in. Very smart move from Mr. W. Remember that in addition to your gold cost units, it's also going to lower the cost of your food units, or I should say your wood cost units, your horsemen, your trash units. Now the knights looking to utilize that mobility. Remember, this is what we talked about before with stone walls, and why stone walls would be important in this matchup would simply be because the fact that your enemy is so mobile. These villagers aren't going to make it in time. If he wants to get across here, he's going to need to go for something a little bit more, or a little bit less optimistic. These villagers now going to be forced back, and we've got a little bit of a problem because they are through. Now, Mr. W probably should just commit here to killing all of these units. Don't fall back, Mr. W. Just go in. Don't actually kill the units. Instead, go for the traders. Don't look for the fight. Crackety's got decent micro. He'll be able to eat you alive for breakfast, and that's exactly what he's doing. Arbitria continuing to push back here. It's French on French, baby. The French Royal Knights up against the French Arbitria. Villager's going to get chased back. The hole is still open, and beautiful micro there by Mr. W. Now those horsemen getting in on top as well. But at the same time, the Arbitria numbers just looking so thick, so heavy, so healthy. And it's a complete shutdown there. Crackety going to be able to hold on. So I think what was best right there for Mr. W was to go through onto the traders and just look to basically charge in on every trader that came upon him. And the idea would be you just continually hit all of the traders along this trade line. And once you get to the end, then you come up here and you begin sieging down this wall and you break out. That's essentially what should have happened for Mr. W. So I'm going to estimate, just based on the way that Mr. W plays at the moment, he's probably sitting around like Conk 1, maybe Conk 2, just because that was the definite thing that you should have done. When you've got the extra mobility there and you know your enemy's trading, just look to utilize that. So he's playing well. Obviously, we've seen he's got a great build order from a great coach, which, by the way, shout out to the Patreon. If you haven't checked it out there, go say good day. You can get some great coaching content over there if you're interested in it. But I think that one was up on YouTube, and good game's going to get called. Mr. W tapping out and turning into Mr. L. Fellas, go check out Crackety here. I'm going to leave a link in the description of where you can catch him live over on Twitch. He streams in English, even though he's from Germany, but he's a stand-up bloke. I absolutely love him, and I'm sure that you will too. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one.